Today's workout is workout number 1 from my postpartum butt lift plan. It's only 10 minutes to rebuild and reshape your glutes after baby. All you need is a mat. Let's get started. Hey mamas, welcome to our 2-part series, Postpartum Butt Lift. We're gonna work on strengthening our core and our glutes to rebuild your butt post-baby. So you can work with a resistance band. I'm using a light one, or you can do all of these just with your body weight. We're gonna place the band on the legs, on the meaty part of those quads. We're gonna start at one end of the mat with a monster walk. So feet are under your hips, take your arms across your chest, and we're gonna sit back into the hips, walk across the mat, laterally, keeping those feet pointed straight ahead, and then walk back once you reach the end of your mat. So we want to sit back into the hips like we're sitting into a squat. You might not get as low as you would with a squat, but the goal is to keep the weight in your heels, knees forward, and when you lead out, you want to push through your hip so your hip, knee, and ankle stay in alignment. And you can do whatever you want. With your arms, I just ask that you keep them off your legs so that work stays in the heels and therefore in your glutes as a result. And the whole time throughout these movements, we're also bracing the core. If you've seen my other videos, you know how to brace your abs. I want you to pull your belly button in toward your spine like you're zipping up a jacket, and then hold that position, keeping the shoulders relaxed and good posture throughout. Let's stop there. We're gonna move to a lateral leg raise, starting with the right leg. So feet under your hips. You can place your hands on your hips. We're gonna lift the leg straight out to the side, feet flexed, and place it down. So you're just leading again with that hip, the outside of the leg. So we're getting those glutes, all those big muscles, and we're engaging the core, pulling that belly button in toward your spine. Now it's not about how many reps you can get here. We always do timed intervals, but I want you to think slow and controlled and stability. The standing leg is a little bit bent, but you're not leaning over. If you find yourself trying to lean over to get the leg up, you know you are compensating, so you need to lower the leg just a little bit. It should feel very manageable, but also you should start to feel that burn in your abductors, those muscles that open the hips. Almost there. Let's get one more. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna stay on that same leg. So left leg stays down. We're gonna do a standing kickback. I'll show you from this side. So lean forward slightly, front leg bent. We're gonna sweep the leg back and tap it. Back and tap. So you can see my front leg is bent just a little. I'm leaning forward, and that's gonna allow me to use my glute and hamstring to kick that leg back without compensating into my low back. I wanna pull my belly button in. Again, keep that nice strong core brace here. Squeeze the butt at the back. Relax the shoulders. And again, keeping that front heel glued to the mat. We're here for a while. This one's gonna start to burn maybe a little bit more because we've stayed on that same leg, and that is what we want. We're gonna stay on each leg and work them individually and really burn out the glute on that side. Really, you're getting both here because you're getting the back glute when we lift the leg, you're getting the front glute the whole time by pushing through that heel, and it's gonna feel really good at the end. Last one, hold it. Okay, now we're gonna do a standing hydrant. So staying on that left leg, we're gonna open the right leg, knee bent, and this one's gonna require a little balance. So if you need, you can use a chair here, but what you're gonna do is lift it, bending that leg, and then tap the foot right down. Lift, bending the leg, tap it back down. So you can see I'm not lifting very high here because I don't wanna lean over to the side. I'll show you from the front. I don't wanna lean into my hip here. I wanna stay square, chest over my knee, and then I want to keep that front leg bent just like we did in that kickback. And then I'm opening up, getting into those abductors again. And again, if you need a chair for balance, please use one or whatever you have. Maybe a countertop would work well too. But I want you to try not to shift back between reps, right? You see how I'm staying forward? That's gonna keep that burn in the leg. Yeah, it's gonna make it harder. But if you're gonna work out, it should probably be intense, right? Good. Okay, let's switch to the other side. So reset that glute. You can feel it, right? That's how I want you to feel at the end of this next one too. Okay, left leg, lateral raise out to the side. Now we're gonna work a little bit harder on this side because this glute is already fatigued. So take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Brace your core. You've got this. Again, it's not about how many reps you're getting. You don't even have to count. And each side is gonna feel different. You'll have a stronger side and a weaker side, of course. So just pay attention to maybe how you're feeling on each side. And it's always good to change up the side you start with too, occasionally. Almost there, and we're feeling those deep core muscles contract too. So belly button to spine, everything is nice and tight. Last one, perfect. Okay, moving to that standing kickback. I'll show you from the side view again. So again, you want a little space between your feet, leaning into that front leg just slightly. Good posture, sweep that back leg back and tap the toe. I want you to think really light on this foot, so all the weight, think 95% is in that front leg. This back leg, you don't even necessarily need to tap it. You could keep that foot off the floor and add a little balance challenge as well. Make sure to keep breathing here, keep everything relaxed. If it helps, you can take your hands forward to your chest or whatever feels good here. But again, I don't want you pushing on your legs. I want you keeping good posture, being mindful of your core. Couple more. Rest. Okay, moving to that standing hydrant. This is the hardest one, you've probably realized. Each gets a little bit more intense, but again, if we're gonna work out, it's a short amount of time, so we wanna get the most bang for our buck. And of course, like I said at the beginning, if any of these are too intense, you can always lose the resistance band. You can really change up the intensity of this exercise, or any exercise rather, with the resistance band you're using or lack of resistance band. Whew. Yeah, this one might be both my favorite and least favorite because it's the hardest, but you really feel that glute work and the glute med. Whew. And the glutes are the biggest muscle in your core, so we really want to strengthen them, and that's a part of rebuilding our core post-baby. That's what I talk about in a lot of my ab workouts too. It's all connected. Last one. All right, moving on to a glute bridge with abduction. So we're gonna lay down, feet close to your butt. We're gonna bring the hips up and take the knees in and out. So in and out, and then light tap back down. Knees in and out, light tap. Driving out of those heels, squeezing your butt at the top, keeping that belly button pulled in toward your spine. Controlling the breath. Good, I love this one too. Especially with the band, you can really feel those abductors working, those outer hip muscles. And again, pushing through your heels. Light tap when you come back down so that pressure stays on. And we're gonna rest. Okay, now we're gonna do a glute bridge. We're gonna keep those knees, or keep those hips up, take the knees out and in with a pulse. You ready? So hips come up and we pulse, pulse. So just a tiny movement in and out. Yeah, we're here for a while. So if you find any of these intervals is too long for the exercise you're doing, it's too intense, you can always shorten it. You're in control here. So take breaks when you need to. Start small. Maybe you, instead of going the full 50 seconds, you go 30 seconds. That works too. It's not an all or nothing thing. I think that's hard for a lot of people, especially me, to make things all or nothing, black and white. It's not about that. You need to be flexible with how you approach your body, especially postpartum. Be patient with where you're at. And that may look different from day to day, especially as you're recovering after having a baby. Things change. Whew, okay. Now we're gonna move on to a tabletop bridge with a heel tap. So hands under shoulders, feet come a little further from your glutes. You're gonna lift the hips up, tap the front foot, place it down, tap the hips under the shoulders, lift, tap the back foot, up, down. So you're thrusting the hips up and then you keep them up as you move the leg out. You're just gonna tap the heel, you don't have to tap the toes. and you're really using your core to control the movement at the top. You feel that? It's a tough one. And your arms get a little workout too. And you can keep your fingertips facing forward or fan them out to the side. We just want to keep those shoulders safe, so keep those wrists under your shoulders. And then hips come all the way down under the shoulders too, so you get that full range of motion through the glutes and the whole back body working here, really. Last one. And rest. There you have it, 10 minutes postpartum butt lift. So let me know what you guys thought of that one in the comments. Be sure to check out the part 2 of this workout series, where we're gonna continue to work those glutes and advance into those moves a little bit. I'll see you next time.